what we can say about 3D printers and AI? I think they have one thing in common. They are both tools. Tools that help you achieve and create things you want to create. And they are just tools that will help to create it way easier, way faster. And you need to understand it and you need to know how to use it. And that's it. So before we dive deep any further, let's prepare my 3D printer because I want to finish a print for my future wife. Yeah, I have my 3D printer covered, so it is not gathering any dust or whatsoever. New filament, it's not any kind of affiliation. Tech burst, wooden wood. Yeah, wooden wood. Walnut wood. It looks really nice, I can say. It really has some woody elements in it, I think. Yeah, but looks really great, so let's prepare it. Let's talk about tools for a second. So for example, I'm using many different types of filament. In here it's tech burst, as I said, but also I use Yayo, I don't know how to pronounce it, but also from Sanlu. And they are sometimes a bit different. Sometimes they are a plastic one or some kind of texture one. But sometimes, as you can see, it's not easy to plug everything in. And I also 3D printed this element to put inside this spool, so it's easier to attach to the AMS system because I have a Bambu Lab A1 with AMS. So yeah, as I said, 3D printer and AI, they are both tools and you need to know how to use it and when you should use it. So yeah. Okay, so as you can see, it's set up and I will prepare a new print. So I will open my computer. Okay, the printer is working, so let's prepare a coffee and let's talk about why I think that 3D printer and LLMs are just tools and everything depends on you, not the tool. I still remember a few years ago when ChatGPT was the first major thing. A lot of people were trying to use it and how can they benefit from that, and I still remember that many people said that this is stupid, it's really silly, because they were asking some, let's say, stupid normal questions without any additional context, etc. So they received some really crappy answers, because if you get really low quality input, you can't really expect to receive high quality output, because you need to first give the LLM AI agent as much context as possible about what is your task, what is your surrounding, additional some context, environment, etc., and explain what specifically you would like to achieve. And after that, you can expect to receive really great output. But I still remember a few years ago that it was really common, and I think that many people still LLMs in a similar way. And of course, LLM, AI agent, whatever AI tool you use, it's just a tool. So you can't really blame the tool if you don't know how to really use it. You can't blame the tool if it gives really crappy, shitty results. It's on you. You have to take ownership for that, and you have to be responsible for giving as much context, as much everything, the AI agent, the LLM, any tool you use, you need to know how to use it. And the same goes for 3D printing. In the beginning, it was really difficult for me when, for example, the filament was stuck somewhere, and I had to really search online how I can disassemble some specific part in order to remove the stuck filament. And yeah, right now it's basically, I am more or less remember how to do it, but based on that, I know this is just a tool for me, and I know how I can make sure to maybe reduce the possibility of having some similar issues. So, for example, right now, I don't really store my filaments inside the AMS itself, even though I have the package, some kind of guard for that AMS, so filament is not really gathering all of that humidity, etc. But still, I had some issues with that because the filament was going through those tubes and everything. So it's not waterproof, it's not humid proof. So I decided that for my use case, it makes sense to maybe store the filaments, etc. not inside AMS, not inside the 3D printer, but store them separately in locked boxes. And when I need it, I can take it out, I can put it into the dryer and dry it for a bit, and later on I can just use it and print. But it's just a tool. I could say that, oh my god, that 3D printer sucks because, or even the filament sucks because it was stuck. It's stuck, and it's not it does not mean the filament is faulty or 3D printer is shitty, but it means that I don't have the knowledge, I don't have the skills, and I don't know how to use it. And this is just a tool. It's your responsibility to understand it and to just learn how you can take advantage of the tools you have. Okay, so printing is finally done, so let's assemble it. Okay, finally I managed to assemble this piece. It was quite difficult because this part, bottom part, could not snap into the walls, but right now everything works as it should and it snapped perfectly. And right now we are going to assemble those hinges in here. So let me just check how they should work. And I'm not fully sure if I remember if I told you what I am printing, but this is a jewelry box inspired by Kumiko art. Okay, and yes, that's it. That's the final Kumiko-style jewelry box. I should print some inserts for that as well. Even in that video I had to use another tool because it was quite difficult for me to assemble it without it. I knew how to use it, and I knew how I can take advantage of that, so I just used that. So this is main point of this video. Use tools intentionally if you know how to use it, if you have the experience and you have the knowledge. That's it for today. Thank you for watching and see you next time. Bye.